everyone. Thanks again for tuning in to Sin's Workshop. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I am, because I just started my new job at Barnes & Noble today. So I think you can all imagine how happy I am about that. Anyway, today we are reviewing The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. I don't know why I always want to say S.J. Sinclair. It's like I'm just combining and doing some nonsense in my brain, but whatever. This has been on my shelf for quite some time because the third book was on my book of the month poll and it won, but I'm not about to just read book 3. I have to read books 1 and 2 beforehand. So I went ahead and I bought all 3 because getting them at the library, it was during COVID, so it was impossible. So I'm like, okay, let me just buy these books. Not disappointed. At least not with this one. I haven't read The Empress or Nemesis yet, but I will say I did enjoy this book quite a bunch, actually. What I really thought was really characteristic of this novel was the world building and the character development that followed the story. So it takes place, far off future. We've done the whole space exploration. We have people living on planets with unsuspecting weather. You've got your hierarchy, your aristocrats who live in like domed kind of cities, worlds, above planets or just in space. It's like that's their territory. They are the ambassador of this territory. So it's almost like space is separated in a way where you've got your different kind of states, so to speak, and the different states are being governed by someone else, the hierarchy chain. I thought that was really interesting, and it really did ground me in this world building and in this society that it's just, I know it's science fiction, but it's so relevant to today because you're still seeing that bridge, that wall between class systems, between lower class, as they call them, excesses, people who live planetside, and then you have, the aristocrats who live in their artificial weather, domed cities in space, pretty much. So I really did think that does speak volumes. And then you have Nemesis as well. Nemesis is a humanoid being. She was genetically created. She's what they call a diabolic. So diabolics were humanoid creatures. They have they gain muscle very quickly. They are, kind of, they're described as being rather big, not like nimble, but rather big because they're supposed to be protectors. You hire them as not hire them, you purchase them as, bodyguards, basically. They're your bodyguards. And that's what Nemesis is. She was purchased as a child from a cage to be the protector of the ambassador's daughter. Now, Sidonia loves her. Sidonia is such a good human being. She really does treasure Nemesis, and she doesn't just see Nemesis as just a sort of protector or a bodyguard. She sees her as a sister. She sees her as a being worthy of love and respect and equality. And right now there's this whole upheaval with diabolics, like, oh no, we can't have any more diabolics. They all have to be killed because it's just getting out of hand how much they protect their masters. But Nemesis's owners found a way to fake her death, and now she's being sent off in Sidonia's place to the chrysanthemum. Yeah. where the emperor lives. Now he's called Sidonia there because he's very unhappy with her father because he believes in scientific enlightenment. Now, in this far off future, they don't believe in scientific enlightenment anymore. What they do believe in is Helios, their god, the god of the cosmos. And you're kind of seeing this theme of, and this goes hand in hand with not the characterization, with the world building. You're seeing that the bridge of science and religion has, not wall, I keep saying bridge, I keep meaning wall. This wall between religion and science has been utterly destroyed. And science is pretty much no more science. We don't believe in science anymore. Machines just do all the work. Humans don't have to learn anything, pretty much. And it's kind of sad because there's no more progress. You've got ships breaking down in space. No one knows how to fix them. That technology, that information has been lost. So, yeah, it's all futuristic, right? But it's kind of decrepit because no one is allowed to learn more. You have robots and machines who do maintenance on all that stuff, and then you have the few humans who are allowed to learn how to maintain those robots who do the maintaining of everything else, but that's about it. There's really no scientific progress. So that has pissed off the emperor. He's like, no, I am God's chosen one. Helios' chosen one. The universe revolves around me. Basic mentality. And I really do love that symbolism there. Because it just, even talking about it, it reminded me about Galileo. It reminded me of just how for the longest time, we thought, oh, yeah, the universe revolves around Earth. No. Our galaxy, our planetoids, we revolve around the sun. And it shifts and it changes. And I thought that was really well done. This sort of illusion of scientific progress versus religion. Because I think religion's okay and everything, but I don't think it should stop you from scientific progress. And I really do like the illusions the author is drawing from that to create this world, to create a lot of this political upheaval, to highlight the injustices of pretty much slavery. Because Diabolics are being enslaved, and then they're just thrown away like garbage. No, you created a living being. This is a living, breathing being. And for Nemesis, it's a journey for her as well, because for the longest time, she's thought, no, I'm incapable of feeling. And Sidonia's like, no, you do feel. You are like my sister, She spent so much time in this novel saying, allow yourself to feel. And it's when she's away that she does. She allows herself to laugh. She allows herself to feel anger and guilt and remorse because she's learning, yes, she's not lesser than. She may have been created to serve as a bodyguard, but that doesn't limit her. That doesn't mean she's an unfeeling monster. And you really do get to see it from the other enmity. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that word, enmity. You really do get to see that maybe she's not the only Diabolic who does feel. And then they create these fighting these animals for fights, and then they don't care about them. And Nemesis is like, no. So it's really quite a journey for Nemesis because it's like an awakening for her. She is opening her eyes. She's becoming herself. She's living up to her full potential. She's realizing she's not lesser than. She's realizing that just because she was a humanoid, she's a creation of humans, she is more than what they told her her entire life that she was. She's more than just a creature or a monster. She is a living, breathing being, deserving of respect and deserving of just dignity, honestly. She deserves this equality. There we go. Deserving of equality. That was the word I was missing. So it's a really good book because it does channel a lot of these really kind of heavy themes that you're really thinking about as the novel progresses, because it does reflect on Nemesis's character growth. You know, they do tie in together really, really well to drive the story forward. And ultimately, I think that's what really drew me to the story, because it really does make the story, the world building, really solid. It gives it a very strong, solid foundation. It is unpredictable. You can kind of predict elements of the story, but the full scope of it, you're just enthralled. You're captivated. You want to see where this is going to go with Nemesis. You root for her. You are drawn in by her. And you want to see where her journey is going to take her. And if she's going to crush everyone who stands in her way. You kind of do want her to crush everyone. I mean, she's kind of cool. I like her. Ooh, pardon me. So, I ultimately really do have to recommend the Diabolic. I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 stars. I'm really excited to read the sequel when I get to it, which will hopefully be in the next couple months. So I really do highly recommend The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. I really do think it's a great book. Definitely worth the read. Once again, lots of good, important themes are addressed in this novel, as well as really strong character development. So if you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I do recommend purchasing from your local bookseller or online book retailer. I will include a link myself to bookshop.org, which does support local bookstores in your neighborhood. If money's tight, please check out the book from your local library. Libraries are a great resource for the community and definitely deserve all the support they can get. If your library is closed, you can get a digital library card. A lot of them are offering them nowadays. And you can get this book as an audiobook or an ebook from your local library. And on that note, I hope you all continue to support me by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. You can also become a supporter on Buy Me a Coffee for a $1 donation, or by purchasing one of my handmade candles. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.